Hello. In this short video, I'm going to go through a demo of the Registree platform, showing specifically the functionality between an employer and a student and how a recruitment event would happen within the platform. So all the information within this demo is mocked and simulating how it would look when hosted within an actual institution such as a university or an online learning platform. And what we're going to do is simulate the querying process that an employer would go through, whereby they would query an anonymous data set of students for an employment event such as a fundraising or a graduate meeting event. And then we will log into a student's platform who was contacted and show the invitation that they've received. So to begin with, we're going to sign in to the platform as an employer. And we have a demo account set up here, which will enable us to actually access the platform and perform a query. So we've logged in, and at the moment this account is completely blank and there are no invitations sent. So what we're going to do is navigate across to the Send Invitation tab, and what we're going to do is send a personalized invitation to a selected group of students based on their ranking and relative grades to the rest of their course. So we go across to the Send Invitation tab, and the interface will guide us through creating this invitation. So we have a title of the event, location. We can specify the type, when the event will occur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it that it's running right now so that we can show the sign-in process running from 8 until let's say 1 or 2 p.m. and we can add some additional descriptions. And we could also attach a PDF or a pamphlet which will be sent along with the invitation to the students as part of the push notification. Next, we can go and specify the universities over which we want to search. So at the moment, we've just got the University of Cape Town set up here with a bunch of mock data. And we can see some more information about the university in terms of how many students there are, how many that can be contacted, and some other details. And then we can actually go and specify the exact faculties and degrees that we want to search. So in this demo, we have the Faculty of Commerce listed here with a bunch of different degrees. In future, there would be additional faculties with additional degrees, and the employer could go and specify exactly who they wanted to contact. So we can choose how many different students we would want to contact. Let's say we go across those different degrees, and then we say if we want to run a query based on the number, so 30 people per degree, or alternatively, we can say percentage. So if we say percent, we can say we want the top 10% or the top 100% or whatever percentage distribution of each of those courses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a query that goes across all faculties or all degrees within the Faculty of Commerce, selecting 100%. So this should select all students within the database. We can then generate a quotation, and we can go and see how many students would get contacted, how much that would have cost, and for the case of this demo, everything is marked down to free. And the last step is to actually run the query against the database. So what's happening now is the system is going and identifying which students met that criteria and sending them a push notification to say that they've been informed. So the search is now done, and we can say view contacted students, and we can see that this table shows us all the different students that were contacted. And we can see across all the different degrees that were searched, whether or not they've completed the degree, and the current status of those students. So at this point, if we go across to the Send Invitations tab, we can see here's the event that we just created now. So we've got the same information that we specified, and we can see some metadata around the event. So we can see that 0% have viewed it because we just sent it out. 0% have responded to the actual event, and those that have actually clicked on the link, and 0 have accepted and 0 have attended. And obviously these metrics will update once we actually have attended the event as a student. We can also see the event guests who have been invited, and this is the same table we saw on the previous page. Some detailed description about the event and detailed information about the query that we ran. So the next thing we're going to do is log in as a student and actually accept the invitation that we just sent out. So I'm going to log in as a student, and we've designed Registree to use the university's existing username and password management system so that students don't actually require to make a new account within our platform. So what I've typed in here is my UCT student email address, and we can see that the platform has said signal sign-on enabled. So when I click login now, what it's going to do is reroute us to a provider that we've connected with called Sapphire. And what they enable us to do is to leverage existing universities' login systems and authentication systems. So this account that I have that I'm logging into is part of the University of Cape Town. So we can click in the list here. And what this is going to do is enable me to log in with my actual UCT email address and password. And obviously this means for a student, they don't need to make a new account. All the authentication is managed by the university, and we never have to verify any of this information. We then reroute it back, and it's basically saying here, are you willing to share this information with the Registree? And what we're going to get is your name as well as your email address. And when we share this information with Registree, we reroute it back to the platform, at which point we're logged in and information is loaded from the blockchain. So here we can see all of the mark information that this student has, or that I have on my account within the sample data set. And if we go in the menu here, we go under received invitations, we can see that this is the event that we generated from the employment dashboard's perspective. So what we can see is that it says here, you did not RSVP before the event, but it's still okay, you still can, because we started the event earlier on this morning and it's going to end in this afternoon. So what we're going to do now is actually RSVP to the event, accept the invitation, and then sign into the event using our QR code system. So I click RSVP to event, and we then get a QR code, and this is basically our ticket. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to take a photo of the ticket so that I can actually scan it using my camera, go back to the employer dashboard, which I can do by switching across back to my other browser, and we can see over here that it says this event is running now. Click here to sign in a guest. So I click here and it'll open up a camera, and now I can scan the QR code. So I took a photo of it, and as I scan it, it says here, success, the guest has been signed in. And now we can see that we actually will have on the students page, you've been signed into the event, you've been signed in, enjoy the event. So now we can see, if we look at the metadata, that if we hover over this thin little slither, one student has attended out of the 2,364 that we invited. And obviously, as more and more attended, so this pie chart would go around. If we go to event guests, we would be able to see that one of the students in this list is in fact accepted and has attended the event. And as more and more students are accepted into the event, so the metrics will update. The way we've designed the system is that no information about the students is shared with the employer until they actually attend the event. We use that as like the final level of consent and validation. And at the point now that I've shared my information with the employer, my actual transcript details will then be sent to them. This basically concludes a demo of the platform. We also have software that we give to the universities to help them manage their students, visualize the demographic and the data within a data set, enable them to compare different cohorts of students, as well as identify students that are in need. But for now, our core value is focusing on the employment platform, as this is the component of our software that we can most easily monetize and see proper value being generated into the future. Thanks for watching.